And we are live here on E.V.P'S with Brian's Paranormal and Ghost Mafia.
How's
And
it
our
going?
guest tonight is Psycho Ghost Trackers is in the house. And Psycho, now the reason why I wanted to get you up on the show is now you know as well as I do that the other night you was doing kind of a support stream on your channel, and kind of helped me and Green Bay hit our goals for the other night. I love when other YouTubers are helping out in the community like that. And I took notice of your sub count and things like that. And I was like, hey, he's into the paranormal. He's in our community. So I want to get him up on the show and kind of highlight his channel and let everybody, see him, get him out there a little bit and, do something, give something back to him. So we wanted to get you up on here, give you a shout out and, kind of promote your channel a little bit. Plus, it is a paranormal show. So what we do, we bring up guests like yourself and we have them share their stories of the paranormal and ask questions, kind of pick their brain. I don't know if you've ever watched the show before, but that's kind of the gist of it. When you say Brian?
None. Oh yeah, I say. I'm like having a brain fart for a second.
Oh. Thank you guys so much, man, bringing me up here.
Hey,
guys.
not a problem.
No problem, man.
Like I was ecstatic that you was helping us out the way you was the other day and dropping those links in your chat and putting us up on the screen to help us get us through our goals. So I kind of wanted to give something back to you. And mods, if you can get Psycho Ghost Trackers link there and be dropping that in the chat there periodically, we want to try to get him recognized a little bit more in the community and share him out and whatnot. So.
Oh yeah, we can do that for sure.
I would have been a bit.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, your channel, and all that.
I've been on YouTube for a long while, but I was with different networks and I could not use YouTube for almost like 3 years. So we were based on Travel Channel a couple of times. But I've been doing the paranormal for over 20 something years. I've been doing this since I was like 13 years old. I'm going to be 34 in July. We've been to, I mean, you probably name it. I've been to pretty much a lot of locations. My channel is all about helping, supporting people, talk about the ghosts, and doing live investigations for everyone to see. Pretty much it wraps it up right there.
You say you were on the Travel Channel?
Yeah, we were on Paranormal Survivor.
Oh, nice.
And they just hit us back for season 5. So we're about to do another season with them.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I can check that out. I did not know that about your channel. I mean, I've been kind of lurking on your channel for about a week or two now, but
it's up on my channel. It has like 50K views on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's the old jail, Crown Point Jail, where Dillinger broke out. They did Public Enemies. If you ever seen that movie, they based it out of that jail, and that's where we investigated.
Is that the actual jail where he fashioned a pistol from a bar of soap?
Yes,
took
correct.
The guard hostage, went into the office, took the Tommy gun from the office, and then he liked the Tommy gun so well that he kept it, and he wrote the warden of the jail a letter thanking him for the Tommy gun.
Yeah,
that's an awesome story.
Yes,
that is an awesome story. That is the exact one too.
That is badass. I would love to see something like that. I would like Dillinger is like, okay, Ghost Mafia. My dog's name is Capone. You know what I mean? I'm all about that gangsta 1920s era, you know. Mister, you forgot your briefcase. You know, kind of thing.
Yeah, that jail is totally hands down. I mean, it's worth for anybody to go check it out. I mean, it's been on a lot of TV shows, and I mean, when you run up on a 6-foot shadow, just come running at you and just goes right through your body. It's insane. Like,
oh yeah, it is.
That place is wicked.
Let's give some shout outs here. Let's see who else out there in the audience there. Ormatic Suds, Jojo Walker, Mr. Dutchy Dutch. Hey, Mr. Dutchy Dutch. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names, but it's Pancage Jew?
No, Panka.
Pankadua.
Pankadua. Okay. I stand corrected. All right. Pizza's in the house. What's up, Tech? Brenda Klein, Dustin Cobb. A lot of new faces in here tonight. A lot of new people. It's great to see everybody here. Make sure you share this out, guys, and drop a like. And if anybody has any questions for our guest or any of us, make sure you put them in the chat. If we see them, we'll definitely address them. And yeah, so what's one of the scariest places that you've actually gotten to investigate at?
The most scariest one I've probably been at, and hands down, had something attached to me that's probably still attached to me and it won't go away, is this abandoned hospital out by me. If you guys ever heard of the Demon House in Gary, Indiana, it's real close to that location.
Yeah.
And pretty much that thing has scratched me. That thing has came through any place I've been to. I even went to LA when I went to the Omen House and had that name come through again. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to get a shaman. I'm going to get rid of you. And it said, send him, like real deep. Wow. He just won't leave me alone. He just keeps coming around. And I try to make a deal with him and told him I'll take him back there. He's mad at me because I crossed over 2 spirits from the location. And then he wanted me to help him. And I said, I'm not helping Black. You know, you can drink your own poison. Stay away from me.
Yeah.
But
so you've been doing this for a long time now, and you know how to cross over spirits and things like that.
Because I took a class of deviology from James Long, I think his name is, from Ghost Adventures.
Okay.
And I can do exorcisms, but I haven't done one yet. I don't think I ever want to do one. But if it ever came to it, I can do it. So got the skills how to know how to cross over spirits. You know,
now, are you like a medium or sensitive to things like that? Or
my wife is a medium on my team. She's really good at it. She could just put her hand on a location, pretty much say the whole location, tell you the whole history of it. So she's pretty the hit of the medium, and then I have some kind of you know, I don't know how to explain it. I think we all have it, like sensitivity.
Yep.
Yeah.
To that.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah, to extent, yeah. So that's probably the most scariest place.
Wow.
Okay.
So you've had a demonic attached to you for some time then.
Yeah, he comes around everywhere I go. He says his name is Tom. Well, he won't tell me his real name because if we knew his real name, we can get rid of him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he won't tell me his real name. He just keeps telling me his name, and I know he's a demonic entity because he comes through like really gargly, and he's not like a human kind of talking.
Yeah. So it's really dark and muffled out when he talks to you.
Yes, and he's the only one that comes through the spirit box like strong. So
wow.
I don't know, man. I had to get rid of him somehow, but he's mad at me for some other reason. Probably
have you guys have you guys saged the house in that?
I was gonna go back to that location and sage it, but it's so huge, man. It'll probably take I don't know, days to sage that place.
So do you have activity in your own home from this, or
not this house, my old house, yes. It would come through, it would talk. I mean, it would turn the flashlight on, it would like turn my lights on, slam my doors. My son would wake up in the middle of the night screaming, leave me alone. Stuff like that. So we moved in this location. And since my wife blessed this house, I don't get many spirits through here. I've tried through a spirit box in here and I don't really get it. But once I go outside, here it comes again. So
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Now, are you running OBS now? I see that hand.
Yeah. I got OBS going. Yeah.
I literally just changed over to a new computer. I'm running i5 right now.
Oh, nice.
Starting out with the OBS thing right now. I don't have OBS running or anything like that, but definitely want to get into it, kind of upgrade and things like that. In fact, Green Bay Wacky sent me this webcam. I just hooked it up today, so that's an upgrade.
Nice.
And shout out to Green Bay.
Yeah, that's an amazing guy right there.
right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've had like, I don't know if you guys ever experienced it, like cold hands, like feeling like on your throat, like choking you.
Yep.
Getting threatening EVPs that come through you guys. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that.
Yep.
But man,
Yeah.
My wife has gotten the hands around her throat. I've never really had that type of experience. Worst I ever had, I was out at a cemetery and I'd taken my daughter and her boyfriend with us, and they got a little unruly and was like knocking on the mausoleum door, going, "Hey, anybody in there?" And we kind of got attacked.
Oh.
Her boyfriend was like, I don't know, he kind of had an attachment to him, and as soon as we put the crucifix around his neck, it burnt his skin. He started throwing up. Once he threw up, he was fine. I started having a really bad headache, and I mean, it was really bad. And as soon as we left that place and crossed out the gates of the cemetery, I was fine. No more headache. Gone. I was
Wow.
like, something, yeah, we pissed something off. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I don't get. Like, usually, like, if you go to a location and, like, you start feeling, like, tingly or feeling like you're a pop can getting squished and you feel like all energy is pulling out of you, and then you go to, a different side of the building, you don't feel that anymore.
Right.
It kind of
just like, you know, those pressure points right behind your earlobes,
Yes.
where you grab the kid and press on both pressure points. Like, you know,
yeah, like they're stunned.
The headache was like, it was like a kind of like an ice cream headache, just sharp stabbing pain. Like, you definitely knew there was something had a hold of you. You know what I mean?
And that's the first thing that happens to people. There's usually headaches. They usually get headaches a lot, or they feel real dizzy. That's usually signs, and people think, oh, maybe it's my blood pressure, but no, it's not. I mean, usually it's paranormal related.
Oh yeah.
As my door starts knocking and shaking, and I lock the door.
Locking them out, Ghost. I would too.
So how long you guys been doing the paranormal for?
I've been into it since I was a kid. My mother was into it, and I just kind of grew into it and was always around it, kind of thing. But Brian, let us know, Brian.
I've been in it, I'd say, way before YouTube.
Wow.
You were in it before you met me.
I was in it before I met JoJo, and we've been together 7 years now.
Okay.
So I'm looking back at like my high school years of 16 years old when I first started.
I was like 15.
Yeah.
For me, it's from childhood. So.
JoJo's been attached since childhood, though.
JoJo can
Played on
unmute. Come on, I mean.
Oh yeah, you can unmute and come on.
Well, no, because under the echo, that's why I'm talking louder.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah. See, JoJo was one of those, played with a Ouija board when she was younger and didn't get to properly say goodbye. And she's had a demonic stuck with her ever since.
I've had a bad experience with a Ouija board too when I was a kid, and I don't think I'll never mess with it again.
Yeah, see, I've never touched a Ouija board myself, so I don't even know how to even operate one, to let alone worry about touching one ever. So
That's a good thing not to mess with it. I mean, a lot of people say like, "Oh, it's real bad" and stuff, but I mean, spirit box is the same thing. I mean, you're opening doors to a spirit box. If you don't close it outright, I mean, it's pretty much like a Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
So when people freak out, oh my God, it's a Ouija board. But when they pull out a spirit box, like, oh, look at that. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, but you're doing the same thing with the spirit boxes you're doing with the Ouija board. I mean, you're inviting things to come to you. Either way, you better know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You better have that protection, you know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wear a lot of protection. I wear St. Benedict. I've got it blessed. Since I wear that a lot, I don't get much activity when I wear it. But when I take it off, here it comes, you know. I think what it is like it's been through a lot of stuff and it's been blessed. Like I don't think it's like have a bubble over me where it doesn't let things come talk to me. But if somebody else talks to the spirit box, it'll talk a chatterbox up to them. I talk to it, man, it won't talk to me at all. maybe because I don't show fear to it or what. I mean, I always tell people, like, if you have any kind of fear to it, it's going to feed off you. It's gonna, you know, come more towards you.
Yeah, like they feed off fear, negative energy. Pretty much anything negative, they're gonna feed on it.
They tend to destroy.
Yeah. They're a destroying type.
So you're in the Indiana area, you said?
Yeah, Northwest Indiana, close to Chicago, like 20 minutes from Chicago.
Oh, okay. So you're over there by Lunatic Dad and everybody.
Yes. But I do travel. Like, I just went out to LA for a day. But it was actually 15 hours when we went out to the Omen House, and then I flew back home. Supposed to be going back out there to do the Queen Mary soon.
You see, I'm not. I mean, I've never been to the Queen Mary. My wife has, but what was that?
Somebody vibrated.
It's probably my phone.
Oh, I thought it was my computer doing something. Like I just put this computer in place, and it, like beforehand, it was doing strange things and making weird noises and everything.
Yeah.
Like, is that me?
Have you guys been to the Lizzie Borden house or?
Not yet.
Not yet. We're gonna be doing a lot of our travels in this coming new year for 2019. This coming summer.
Suppose we're supposed to be going there in October, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I think Lou Rock's coming with us, and I don't know some other people. I believe I heard. That's what I heard. I don't know yet. It's not set in stone yet, but
yeah, Lou Rock is a good friend of mine, Mama Rock, and I know that we're supposed to hook up this summer and do a couple collabs. He's wanting to do a prison, so I think I might take him over here to West Virginia State Penitentiary.
Ooh, I heard about that place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right here in my backyard, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to that place.
Yeah, I mean, for where I live, there's a lot of stuff around. A lot of them that's been on, like Ghost Adventures and Taps and all those. West Virginia Penitentiary, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, Prospect Place. We're pretty centrally located. We got the what's the one up there? Mansfield Reformatory, the old Shawshank Redemption. They filmed it.
Yes.
And
been there.
So I live like right in the middle of all these. It's like I'm right there in the hot spot.
Yeah. That's a total hot spot right up there. Well,
then it's just a 4 or 5 hour drive, and it puts you at either Bobby Mackey's or Waverly Hills Sanatorium too. So I mean, that's kind of on the backside of us over there. So.
Oh, Waverly's only 6 hours from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably about 6 hours for me too. It takes about 3 hours to get over to Columbus, and it's about another 2 hours down to the state line. Then, about 3 hours away. Not too bad.
Yeah, it would be longer for us.
We're getting raided, guys. We're getting a Green Bay Wacky raid. Look at there.
Oh man,
nice.
Raiders. If you don't know who Psycho Ghost Tracker is, we're dropping his links in the chat over there. Go over there, show his channel some love, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of his videos, and leave him a comment. I'm sure he'll get back to you.
Oh yeah.
We're just highlighting him. He's another YouTuber in the community that's poised for growth. He has been on the travel channel.
Yeah.
Here. Sure.
Oh yeah, they've been everywhere.
Yeah, you name it. I haven't been to Trans-Allegheny though, because they want to charge like $1,500 for that place.
Yeah, they're expensive, and then you can't really do it in October because they have their haunted house they have going on over there. Just like and the same thing with the West Virginia Penitentiary, they do a haunted house too. And so like October is really hard to get into a legitimate like investigation because all these larger locations like that are doing haunted house. Eastern State Penitentiary they have a big haunted house over there in October. So it's like,
oh yeah,
October, it's all about the scare factor, not about the investigation aspect.
I mean,
they set it right up.
You guys do a lot of like conventions or anything, or you guys go to a lot of conventions, like ghost conventions, or?
I haven't been to any
I haven't
been to any yet.
in my area. I mean, I'm an hour outside of Pittsburgh, and I would think they would do more there, but no, not so much.
Wow.
Like I would love to see them. They have they have the mall over there that I forget the name of the mall, but it's the mall where they filmed Dawn of the Dead, the original.
Mm.
And that would be like the perfect place to do like a paranormal convention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't have one out here in Northwest Indiana, but I'm thinking about setting one up and bringing people. They have one out in Chicago that I go to all the time. We get pretty well-known speakers that come out there. But I kind of seen how they did it, so I kind of want to open one out here, so it brings people from out here, so they don't have to travel so far.
Right.
To go to these.
Yeah.
BR fam is in the house. What's going on, BR fam?
BR fam, don't forget to smash that like button. How's it going, Joey and Maya?
They got another
They're
one.
awesome.
They got one coming up next month that I'm going to go to. It's in Manteno, Illinois. They're going to have the guy, Chad Lindbergh. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He was on the Fast and Furious. Plus, he was on one of those, I think, Ghost Hunters. He's going to be there. So I'm going to probably film, go live at it. So I'll show you guys everything.
Oh, that's going to be awesome, man.
That one and some other.
That's going to be an awesome convention.
Yeah, so they're like that Ghost Hunter TV show that was out. I think one of them is going to be there, but I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
He's going to be there, so.
That's going to be awesome.
So, I mean, there's a lot of cool things coming up. I mean, there's one in Vegas that I want to go to that they have the big ones out there, like Ghost Adventures and all those, but,
Wilby says, you're not too far away.
Trying to talk to Zach is probably going to be really hard to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my kind of brush with not with Zach and them, but like Paranormal State, Ryan Buell.
Oh,
I've met Ryan, I've met Effie, I've met a few of them, and it was one of those things where he's kind of like the same in person as he is on TV. He's real kind of quiet, but at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he's hard to get to know, and he's real, like, I don't know how to say it.
He's to himself.
Yeah, he's to himself, and like, I don't know. It's kind of like the attitude he has is just like he'd rather be someplace else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. That's totally true. I mean, I plan on going out this weekend and doing some stuff. Some cemeteries that I haven't hit that are pretty well known. Other than that,
I'll tell you one that's actually pretty easy to talk to, and I've talked to him myself. Is Jason Hughes from Taps.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with him on Facebook. I've talked to him in chats on Facebook before. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Like the last time I talked to him, Grant was leaving Taps to pursue
his music.
He invented a game that he got sold to like Milton Bradley or someplace like that. And that was like the last time I talked to Jason. But he's somebody that's like down to earth and really easy to talk to.
Another one I have down to earth that I'm trying to get up on my show, but he's so busy, is one of the guys from Tennessee Rave Chasers. But he's so busy with the TV and traveling and all this stuff. So he said sooner or later he's going to come out, and then he'll come on my show and we'll talk. But
that'd be awesome.
I mean, that would be a big hit right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I do want to ask, what's the scariest, or actually your scariest or creepiest investigation?
I'm gonna say the Omen House. The Omen House was really creepy. That place was intense. Like, I don't know if you guys know the Omen House, if you guys seen it on Ghost Adventures.
Well, walk us through the story. Tell us what happened. Give us your story, man.
Okay. When we pulled up to the location, the house is not where it actually happened. It's like 2 doors down, where the guy went up there and cut the lines and then went to go kill Sharon Tate when she was pregnant. I think he stabbed her or something. But when my wife got out, she couldn't even walk down there. She was bawling in tears and stuff like that. And I was asking her what was wrong, and because she didn't know anything about this place. I told everybody, hush, don't say anything because it'll blow the cover. And she picked up on, she can't believe the lady got killed. She was almost about to have the baby. And she named the dude that it happened. I can't remember the guy's name. But then we went inside, and she almost passed out in there. When I went to one of the locations where he has his, I don't know how to explain it, like where his studio is at, I felt like I was getting like, you ever felt like I had like a can inside a crusher where you crush it down? I felt like I was being crushed and my legs were trying to give out. And then when I walked away, I felt fine. But he has like a high geometric field in there, like 300 milliamps in that place that feeds like just like the straight line from where the location happened at to his house. And
yeah, somebody else was telling me about that too. They said they were down in a like underneath it is like a dirt floor basement, and there's like a mound of dirt, and it's giving off really high EMF fields.
That's that's the one where they say the Native American is buried down there. And we were in there doing a spirit box session, and he came through and was saying, "Get out!" And so, all of us saying we're not going to leave. You need to do something bigger. It didn't have anything really, but
that was last week with Presence of the Unknown. He was telling us about that.
Yeah, Joe was telling us. That's who
I was with. That's who I was with. I was with Presence of the Unknown out there.
Okay, yeah.
And HNSL Paranormal.
Yeah, HSFL.
Yeah, there you go. I was with them guys.
Yeah.
And that's where we went to. And then when me and John were in the room that was, he says it's the most haunted room, they had a piano in there, and the piano started going off by itself, playing music, and then it would stop, and then just weird stuff's been happening there, like crazy EMF readings. And then the craziest thing is we were celebrating the birthday of Sharon Tate, and we had K2 meters by the cake, and we were singing happy birthday to her, and the K2s were going all the way to red. Like she was saying, thank you for singing happy birthday to me.
Wow.
So it was pretty intense.
Pretty wild.
That place was pretty cool, hands down. But if I really had to say that one's probably the top best, but right under it, the abandoned hospital, I have to say, hands down, that place. I mean, I've been touched, with the hands on my neck and threatened, and then being attached with something. That place is probably the top one.
So if you had a bucket list of places that you really wanted to explore someday, but you couldn't get to right away, where would your number one place be?
My number one place would probably be Tombstone or the Warsaw Club. Those two places.
So the Walker family has a question for Psycho Ghost Tracker. They want to know if you've seen the movie on Sharon Tate's murder.
I have not. He hasn't posted it yet. He said he's in the makings of putting it out there. I haven't seen it yet. No.
That's one I want to see.
It's the house at the end of the road, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
PSPR is in the chat. What's up?
What's up, PSPR?
What's up?
We had PSPR on there a couple weeks ago. Excellent guest. Excellent paranormal channel.
Awesome.
Very professional. Oh, get notifications now.
It's just like a lot of these like TV shows. It's like really hard for us paranormal teams to try to even get on some of these TV networks, because how are you got a different niche between Ghost Adventures and all these other ones that are out there? And it's kind of hard to, like, if you wanted to pursue yourself in the career of the paranormal field to be on the network, it's like pretty much pointless. It's hard to get on there. So a lot of people are steering their way onto like internet TV.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of times, and this is held true with ghost hunters and ghost adventures and a lot of them, it's all about ratings. So, and as well as I do, you don't get something every time you go out.
No,
you don't.
And the fact that these network shows do get at least something every time they go out, yeah, it can't possibly all be real.
No, they hype it up.
You have to know that.
Yeah, they're setting some shit up.
Because
You know what I mean?
I can explain that because when they did my show and then I watched it on TV, I'm like, wow, I didn't say that scratch was that dramatic, but they made it look like it was like a battle wound. And I'm
Right.
like, it was never like that. But they got to hype it up for TV to get the ratings, to get
Right.
people to be on the drill on their seat. So I get their drift, but it's like people are going to come to me like, holy crap, did they actually have that huge scratch? I mean, the scratch, they said it was like this big and like that wide. I'm like, there's no way. The thing was like that small.
Right.
Yeah. They'll hype it and do everything they can for the views. That's right.
Yeah.
Gaming says, I supported you guys. Bobby Sprinkle, PR Paranormal Pursuit, Kenneth Kentucky Fam, Daily D Mysteries, and Palladian Scientist, UFO Builder. I love my creative spirit, and the Walker family. Got some support going on in the chat. Nice.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys do home investigations? Like, do you guys like cleanse homes or anything?
I have.
Like that? Have you? Nice.
Haven't yet.
No, we haven't. Like Brian and I haven't yet, but we want to. After we get our house under wraps.
Yeah, we got a lot of activity here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we usually go out and do home investigations and cleanse homes. You know, I don't charge anything to do it. I mean, there's no reason to charge somebody for it, you know.
Yeah.
So we usually just do it in-house for people.
Oh yeah.
And I seen Gray Baywacky out there. He says, been here for a while. Been here for a bit. We raided you. Thank you, Green Bay. We seen the raid. I appreciate it, brother.
I know that.
I'm
Sorry,
loving the camera, and it's nice and clear and works well with the low lighting for the show and everything. So this is awesome, man. I thank you. I appreciate it.
Camera are you rocking?
That's the C920 Pro.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm using. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice camera.
Now I know Aniki did want to know if Psycho Ghost Trackers. She wanted to know what your name was, like your real name.
There's three of us in our group. My name is Brandon Rush, and I got my wife Brandy Rush, and then my cousin Dan Marshall. He's my
Oh
co-founder.
nice.
It's only three of us. I try to keep it small because when you get like big groups and you go into like large, these small locations, you ain't gonna catch anything. But large.
Yeah. You're gonna have too many people together. It's gonna be too loud. It's gonna be.
Well, you tend to overlap each
Yeah.
other too, and then you're not sure if you actually caught something or if you caught someone walking upstairs as part of your team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because there's those places to split up in, and then there's those ones you want to be together in.
Yeah, you want to be together. Yeah.
Now, have you guys done anything outside of the U.S.?
I want to go over to the UK and do some stuff, but I gotta make some good money to do that stuff. I mean, it costs so much money to go out there. But I would love to go do like some castles and get some great footage and the history.
The Dundurn Castle
Yeah.
in Hamilton.
Yeah, that's one place that you should go check out is Dundurn Castle if you get a chance. Like, Brian and I are up in Canada, so we're not in the States.
Oh,
So
cool.
all of the ones that we've done so far have been in Canada.
Will B has a question. He says, if it's okay to ask a question, do you believe that people can be possessed and not know it? I'm going to let JoJo answer that question.
I believe you can. I've had that happen. I've seen it happen with Brian. I mean, everyone has their own take on it, but speaking as someone that's had it happen to them, I believe you fully can.
You can, for sure.
Yes, I mean, it breaks you down. It has like 3 different stages. Usually it has a depression, and then it goes from being like you don't want to be on Earth anymore, and then it just tears you down pretty much, and then it makes it where you don't. These things make it where you don't want to be loved and happy ever, and they feed off that. They love that. That's how they survive.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible, but
Oh yeah.
that's what we get into, the paranormal. When you're in the paranormal, I mean, everybody always asks me number one question they always ask me: how do you know, are you talking to actually a human spirit or a demonic spirit? But technically, you really don't know because the demonic will play as a kid or something that's close to you to try to lure you in.
Yep.
So it's hard to tell.
Kimber Kiss, I'm not seeing your question. Can you go ahead and put that in the chat again? I'll be watching for it. Kimber Kiss had a question. She said, "Do you mind asking Psycho Ghost Trackers my question at 9:38? I was just curious if he's been there."
Where is it at?
I don't know. Wait, I scrolled back, but I didn't see her comment or question.
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
Do you mind asking Psycho Ghost Tracker? Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. She said 9:38, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is so weird because I'm using the OBS for the chat. Well, it's not OBS. It's Streamlabs chat.
Yeah.
And it's totally different for me. So it's like it's kind of
I have problems using OBS Streamlabs. It every time I go on OBS Streamlabs, it lags it out terribly. But if I go
I'm not using OBS Streamlabs. I downloaded the Streamlabs chat, but it doesn't use OBS. You can actually run OBS from online while you're live streaming, and then use the Streamlabs chat with it without having to download OBS Streamlabs.
I'll have to get that.
Yeah, I can't find Kimber Kiss's question.
I can't either.
I couldn't either.
You may have to run through it, I guess.
Yeah, I think Kimber's gonna have to rewrite it.
Have you guys been to Ashmore Estates?
Not yet.
That place is intense.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories.
Oh,
we want to get traveling and that and get everything done.
You go there, go to the second floor. I think it's like the third door down. Walk in there. It feels like there was a bunch of static electricity just amped up, and your whole hair stands up. It just feels like it just feels really weird in there. I've never felt that situation ever, and since I've been there, things tugging at you when you're walking up the steps. I mean, just weird stuff in there.
Man. Yeah, we want to go and check out a lot of places. Go to the States and BK and that too.
Okay, hold on.
Aniki says, "I know this might not be the right time or place, but Ghost, JoJo, Brian, I'm 11 away from 1500 after the purge today. I was almost there. This sucks. It's hard."
It is really hard.
Yeah, the purge hits me every night for at least 6 to 8.
Okay, so Kimber Kiss just wrote in there. She said she wanted to know if you've been to the Birdcage Theater. She has a video about how she was molested by a ghost there.
Birdcage Theater. Where's that located? Because that sounds really familiar.
That's Tombstone.
No,
that's Birdcage. That's where everything was happening. That's right across the street from the Warshaw Club.
That's where. That's where I want to go to.
When the town burned, when the whole town burned down, the Birdcage was the only thing that survived the fires in Tombstone that time.
Wow.
There's something like 128 bullet holes in the tin ceiling inside the place and the whole nine. That's if you ever watch Tombstone the movie, that's where they're sitting there watching the plays and all that.
Wow. Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah. For that question, most definitely, I'm going to be going there really soon. I think we're going there next month, I believe. I'm not sure yet. We'll see, but it will be live.
In fact, the guy that used to run the place, he was on Ghost Hunters, and after that, he had died.
Ooh.
And there's been reports of him being seen in the Birdcage since he passed away.
Oh yeah. So Walker fam is 103 away from 1K.
Nice.
Now, guys, I don't usually do this as a support stream, but guys, if there is somebody in the chat that you don't recognize, go over there, show their channel some love, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of their videos, and leave them a comment. They'll get back to you, but do it discreetly because we are kind of putting on a show. And don't say I got you. Just leave them a comment. They'll get you back from the comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to start putting our episode numbers in. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's off in his own little world. Don't mind Brian.
That's so Brian can actually put together a playlist of just his E.V.P. episodes.
Right.
I don't know why you say this because it's not Brian that's going to be doing it. It's me.
Okay, well, there you go.
And you can't talk. I told you get the show ready. You forgot it was on your channel tonight, and you're like, "Can you get it ready for me?" So you're just as bad.
Well, I was in the middle. I was trying to upgrade the computer. I was talking about actually doing it next week, and I was like, you know what? This thing ain't working for me right. I'm just going to do it now. And I thought that I could just hook everything up, and everything would just be easy peasy. But no, with everything you do, there's got to be that one little glitch. Oh, no, this ain't working. Oh, now this ain't working. And, that's why we kind of got started a little late. But
I personally think you boys are just spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
That's personally what I think.
I sit back. I've got the wife. She'll set it up, and once it's ready, I just go live. It's awesome.
I've spoiled Brian and Ghost.
I could go back and do the tags and descriptions afterwards. But
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, have you guys used the new Ghost Box, the S Box at all? You guys familiar?
In fact, I think that's one of the things I'm going to be when taxes come back. I've already got it in my shopping cart. When taxes come back, I'm just going to hit order, and I'm going to get a whole new upgraded kit.
I have it. I like it a little bit, not much. It just goes too fast, man. It speeds to these radio stations really, really, really quick, and it's like I can't catch up on anything. But I love the SB7. That's like the number one thing. Yeah. They came out with the SB11. I don't really like the SB11 that much. My buddy uses it. I don't know, man. Hands down, I like that SB7. I mean, if I had to say the number one equipment I would love it, that if I go on an investigation, is the camera and the SB7. That's pretty much.
Or
the mail meter.
Oh, yeah, Aniki said, Psycho Ghost Tracker, where is the scariest place you ever been and why? And I think you already answered that question.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's new in here, I can answer it again. I mean, the abandoned hospital in Gary, Indiana, shut down in 1995. Michael Jackson and his siblings were, born there. They had a famous Cardinal baseball player that got shot out there and came there. They still have the records in that place. It's insane. But they have the psych warning up on the 6th floor and the 5th floor. And that's the most wickedest place. I mean, they got some weird figure in there. And I've interviewed some people outside the place that live by the location. They say they walk past that place and really see a guy dressed in a tuxedo with a white face up on the 6th floor. And that could be that guy that is attached to me. I have no clue, but he won't tell me his name. It don't matter where I go, what location, he comes through every single time.
Yeah.
He just threatens me. He's mad at me because I crossed over, like I said, 2 spirits that he was torturing. And he's mad after that now. So he wanted me to cross him over, but to my opinion, I don't know how to cross over. You can't really cross over bad spirits. So I don't know how to even do that, even try. So I just told him, you can drink one poison and go away. And I think he got mad at me at that time. I mean, he calls my name out on the freaking on the SB7. He calls my buddy out that goes with me all the time. He calls his name out and threatens him all the time. And he calls us all certain kind of names you guys could think of.
Yeah.
Jojo. Man, itchy ass syndrome is not cool. And as you become older, it gets worse. Really?
Why are you blaming me? I'm still signed into mine and my phone's dead.
Yeah.
You're still signed into mine too.
No, I'm not. I can only on the computer. I can only be signed into mine.
Yeah, she's into hers.
The only part of yours that I'm signed into is your live stream, like your actual Hangouts. That's it. I won't it won't let me type as you.
Right. Okay.
Oh, you don't believe me?
I don't believe you.
Turn
I
your
know
camera on and turn on the light,
you-
and I will prove this fool wrong.
Oh,
Telling you, old.
I know I didn't type that in there, even though it's Ghost Mafia.
this all happens.
Well, I can tell you I didn't. I'm still signed into mine.
It's your ghost.
Maybe. Ghost, you've got a ghost.
You're still talking through Ghost. You know that, right?
See,
Yes, I know, because I'm signed into your Google Hangouts.
Hers.
Told you.
Okay. Energy healers can remove negative entities off of you. Have you tried that?
Probably about Rikis and stuff. Or shop. I mean, I have one around here. I did threaten him with that, and he says send him. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It might be a battle.
send them.
He said it really deep. Send him. I'm like, okay. So I don't know.
Aniki says, okay, another question. If money wasn't an issue, where would you go? Psycho Ghost Trackers.
You already answered that too.
I would probably say if money was an issue, but I don't even know. You have to have a permit to get there. I think is what's that place called? Alcatraz.
Yep. A lot of people want to do Alcatraz. I'm one of them.
I would love to go there. But...
I want to go do the Ram's Inn over in Scotland.
Ooh,
you're talking my heart.
That's the one with the banshee or the succubus, the crazy old guy. Yeah, that's my bucket list one there.
The succubus.
And check out Stonehenge and the ley lines and all that stuff, you know. Scotland.
Just do like a huge travel.
Dawn says haunted forest in Asia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The suicide forest?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're talking suicide forest or the haunted forest.
I
think Asia is like, it almost is like Europe. There's so much history there that you're just bound to run into something paranormal somewhere along those lines.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
So, who all have you actually like partnered up with in the past and done investigations?
A lot of people like. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Ursula. She's from Chicago. She's a well-known book writer. She's been on TV multiple times. I've done stuff with her. A bunch of Chicago teams. Northwest Indiana, there was 2 teams out here, but they faded away, and now I think we're the only team out here. Other than that, John from H&S and Marad and Presence of the Unknown.
Oh yeah.
Usually I just go myself, or if somebody says, hey, you want to come? Usually I'll go meet new people,
Oh yeah. We're the same way.
So that's pretty much.
Becky Loves Japan says, Ghost Mafia, I did a video about the suicide forest in Japan. Nice.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. I mean, I seen the one that Logan Paul did, and it wasn't flattering for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't good for him.
Hey Ghost, you blamed us for something Lady Swan's been doing.
Lady Swan can't be doing it. She's not signed into my account. She doesn't even know the passwords.
Ghost was typing that, and it wasn't a very clever one. You would think he would come up with something better.
Right?
What?
Ghost.
Oh, what?
What are you talking about?
Again, excuse Ghost. He hasn't had an old man nap today or his medication. So you said that your team has been on Paranormal Survivor.
Yes, once, and now it's about to be on it again. Well, I'm hoping it's gonna be on again. They peeked me about it, and I already sent them a location, so we'll see if they pick it up.
Okay, because I've seen that show. So what exactly, like, are you guys just talking about investigations that you've done, or like, what's your part on the show?
We were the investigator. They said that they hired a professional ghost team to come out and do this location.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I came in, and then I talked about my experiences in that location, and they kind of like mocked a version of me of what went on in that location.
Nice.
It was a crazy experience, put that way, with like a bunch of cameras all around you. And if I had to say I was nervous, that was probably the most nervous wrecking thing I've ever did was that. So, I mean, that place is really cool. I mean, hands down, I mean, I've got some crazy stuff out of that location.
Oh yeah.
Actually seeing full-blown apparitions running around, I mean, with your own eyes. I mean, it's crazy.
So is this going to be like, I wouldn't say, well, I guess an ongoing thing, doing shows for them, or?
I'm gonna try, yeah. I'm trying to do a bunch with them, and then maybe see if I can pitch my own show with them and go from there. But we'll see. I'm trying to do right now internet like TV show with like all different kind of paranormal investigators, and just like everybody have like their different, like we'll go to a location and like you'll go over there and you catch some stuff, and everybody gets something different. And I don't see that on TV a lot. I always see like one group going to a location, and they might split up, but they don't have different paranormal investigators having their own experiences of doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I plan on trying to do something with that, with like Amazon Fire, with Amazon or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Might be able to get something going on with iTunes.
That's another one. Something. I see that they don't have it right now, and like with Paranormal Lockdown with Nick, he's not going to be on TV anymore. He's going more towards the UK now, and he's going to do all internet. No more national TV.
Yeah.
City Girl Country Heart says, Ghost Mafia, for everyone on the panel, what is your favorite place to have investigated? The refrigerator.
What's your favorite place?
Yeah, watch your fridges with Ghost. He likes to rate them.
No, I'd have to say my favorite place to have investigated was. Ooh, I got to think about that one for a minute. Like, yeah, we have a place around us right here in Wheeling. It's called the Hempfield Viaduct, or Tunnel Green. Mm-hmm. And it is literally a railroad train tunnel from, the early 1900s, whatever. But the tracks have been taken up, and they put a walking path through the tunnel. And when they built this tunnel through the hillside, directly above the railroad tunnel is a cemetery. Oh, wow. And literally, before you walk into this train tunnel, you're sitting there and you're looking at the train tunnel, and you look out the hill that it goes through to the right, about 50 to 75 feet from the entrance to the train tunnel is a place called Wetzel's Cave. Now, Louis Wetzel was a scout during the Revolutionary War, and he was also a big Indian hunter. And they had a large Indian presence in this area back in those days, and they had problems with them. They would literally catch, settlers off on their own and behead them and put their heads on pike poles at the mouth of Big Wheeling Creek down on the Ohio River to let people know that stop settling this Indian land,
Yeah.
So they have this one Indian that is, going around killing these people, and they hired Louis Wetzel to track this Indian down and eradicate him, basically. So after about a week of tracking this Indian to this particular area, he couldn't get the Indian to show himself. So one morning he lets out a turkey call, and the Indian pops his head up and he snipes him from across the river. And so Lewis Wetzel went over there, took possession of the cave and started using the cave as a base of operations for scouting Indians in that particular area. So that's why it's called Wetzel Cave. And so it's literally like 3 places in one. There's reports of seeing people hanging from inside the train tunnel. And of course, they had that cemetery was there when they built that train tunnel. So obviously, somebody's not resting in peace. And then with the Lewis Wetzel Cave, like 50 feet away from it, it's like a trifecta of paranormal activity right in one location.
Wow.
And as if that isn't bad enough, the very cemetery that is above that train cave, when they came through and put 470 through, they literally had to cut that hill in half to put the highway through beside the train tunnel. And they had to relocate all those graves. So they separated that cemetery into 2 different cemeteries when they put the highway through. And they had to move all those graves where they cut away the hillside to put the highway through. So they moved them over to what they call Peninsula Cemetery now, which is just on the other side of the highway.
See, I think my favorite that we've done wasn't even one where we got a lot of activity, but we got a lot of responses over the spirit box. And I mean, they were intelligent responses. They were actually replying to what was being said. And I think that was at St. Andrews.
Yeah.
It's actually St. Andrews Park here. And it wasn't always a park. Like, it used to have a church on it. The church back in the 1800s got moved. And they left the cemetery that was there and just made like a pavilion out of all the tombstones and left the bodies laying there. There's still over 400 bodies laying just underneath the ground in the park.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Everything else but left the body frame. I built a pavilion out of the stones.
Isn't that what I just said, Ray?
That is
Yeah.
what you just said, right?
I'm not a fucking
He's half awake right now. It's been a very long night.
What was the name of the mental institution in West Virginia? I believe it is that they say is haunted. It used to be some kind of asylum. Because it's the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, which was originally a field hospital during the Civil War.
What is that sound?
I have no idea.
I don't hear anything.
You didn't hear the background noise?
I heard the background noise. I thought it was coming in with Psycho Ghost Tracker.
Oh, there it is.
It might be me. It's my kid behind me.
Oh.
I'm trying to make it be quiet.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't even know. Like, we don't even have any plan for the upcoming. I don't know if Ghost is going to be doing anytime soon, because it's been a while since you've done any, Ghost?
We've got the opportunity to go into. Now we live in a town called Bel Air, Ohio, and this is the same town where they filmed the movie Unstoppable, the one with the runaway trains. The building that my wife works in is called the Chase Bank Building. It's the high rise. It's literally featured in that movie. It is where the train offices are in that movie. And that building is haunted. They've caught apparitions on security cameras and things like that. And they're wanting us to come in there, but we only have access to one floor and not the whole building. We're trying to get access to more than one floor before we go in and do it. So that's what we've been working on here lately. But yeah, it's an old turn of the century bank. Like the first floor is the Chase Bank. They're still using it as a bank, but all the floors above it there's a call center for Karenique and Christy Brinkley, and a bunch of other offices and stuff. And then there's a couple of vacant floors. We're trying to at least get access to the vacant floors and the call center where she worked. So make for a little bit better investigation instead of just going into a call center and, get multiple floors. Because literally you go in there and you get into the elevators and it's the old creepy style elevators that are kind of elaborate, kind of like what you'd see in like the Empire State Building, or the ones where Hannibal Lecter was on the 3rd floor and they're watching the thing go like this, kind of creepy. And then they're old. They don't want to work right. She's gotten stuck in the elevator several times. Like just riding on the elevator is enough to creep you out going into this place.
I want to go and check it out.
They got elevators like that in that abandoned hospital. They have the dial that goes down and up.
Yeah,
it's kind of creepy looking.
It's got to be from like from somewhere between 1910 and 1930s era building. A high rise, which it's only a 10-story building, but it's eight-story building, 8 floors to it. And but back in the day, those banks, they were around here. They were all run by the Mafia. So I mean, hard to tell.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely some stuff going on there. They definitely have like full body apparitions on their security cameras and stuff. Just walking through walls where at one time there was a doorway. And there's no door there now. It just walks into the wall. That's what you see on the camera. I've seen it.
That's creepy.
I just couldn't get them to make me copies of it because it was security footage, and then they didn't want to do it. But I'd love to get my hands on a copy of that security camera footage and be able to show you guys, or even put it into my video when we do the investigation.
Yeah.
But
they can't even give you like just that part of it.
I've been trying to talk them into it, and they're like, no, I don't know. Rory Johnson says, I went to school in New Hampshire, and in the summertime, when I'd be going to school, I'd have morning classes, and then I'd work afternoons. I got stuck in an elevator there. Talk about freaky.
Talking about Hamilton, that's only like 6 hours from me because people want me to come out there. So, you never know. I might come out. I want to come out to Canada. I heard there's some really cool stuff out there.
Oh yeah. St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, St. Catharines area. There's screaming tunnels in St. Catharines. Still want to check those out. We got to. We're in the middle of again since ours did not last long. It crapped out on us, so we have to get a new one before we can get any more out-of-town investigations going.
Now, these places, can you get into them, or
yeah, they're all of them are walking path. Now, Dundurn Castle, we actually talked to the city of Hamilton, and they don't want it known as a haunted location, even though they do ghost walks and stuff like that. I don't understand their way of thinking, but yeah, you can take the tour of the castle during the day. It's like $11. It's not much at all, and it gives you access to the actual military museum that's on the property as well. And directly across from there is the cemetery where the actual original owner of Dundurn Castle, his mausoleum's in that cemetery.
Oh, wow. Hey, hands on. I'd love to come there. You guys have to let me know when you guys want to set something up. I'll come out there.
Oh, yeah. I'd wait until spring, summertime.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of cold out there now.
It's not that cold, but it's when you're not used to that kind of cold, it's cold.
It's cold here too.
Well, then you should be just fine. But we're having ice storms right now, so I don't recommend coming up during that.
That's why I told all people that all my viewers that I'm gonna probably go live this weekend and try to do some stuff. But it all depends on the weather. Like if it's freezing outside, there's no way I'm gonna be out in the middle doing this.
Yeah, like we did an investigation. I would say about 3 weeks ago when that massive storm was going through.
Oh.
And it was like minus 32, and us and Walker Paranormal, we all decided to go down to Sober Park, which is a park here. And again, it's a park now, but there's a big building that overlooks the park itself that used to be a mental institution. And the park at one time was part of that property, and it's basically where they let the patients have their outdoor time. people have been killed in the tunnels. They've tried to escape, things like that. And we actually got some pretty creepy stuff in that investigation. But it was like minus 32, and we were like, never again. We gotta wait for warmer weather.
Is that when you guys got hit with all that snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were telling me. Like, you guys got hit with so much snow that you guys couldn't even get out of your house.
It was pretty damn close.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like to do any of the investigations that we want to do that would give any kind of like good content, I guess you could say, and yield results, we would have to do it when there isn't so much cold, when it's easy to access, because a lot of it's like hiking trails or like it's off the beaten path, so there's a lot of trekking involved.
Yeah, see it. I've got warm weather here, but it's been raining so much this winter that the ground has just been saturated, and when it froze the ground, and now we're getting torrential downpours right now. We're actually under a flood watch till Friday, and the creeks are up, they're out of their banks. I was like literally just sitting here, and I heard what sounded like a rumble coming from outside, and I had to get up and look at the backyard to make sure I didn't have a river running through it. So that's actually happened here once before. But and now it's just raining that hard. It just sounds like it's just pounding the house out there.
That's crazy.
Lee said she would love to do an investigation one day.
Who?
Lee and Ladybug.
Oh yeah, we could go up and meet her sometime.
The only thing I caution people about that don't really do it, and I don't know if Psycho Ghost Tracker feels the same. I don't know if Ghost feels the same, but if you have never been on one and you don't really know what you're doing, you might want to do research before. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Before you decide to go out and mess with that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do some research. Look into it.
I would say that.
And,
make sure you go with somebody that knows what they're doing. Don't just go out and try to do it by yourself.
Yeah,
don't go blindfolded in it.
Things can go terribly wrong. And we kind of learned that the hard way one time. We went out to a place called the Mary Stuckham Cemetery. It was out in the way out in the middle of Ohio, out in state game lands. And supposedly it was a witch that was buried there, and she cursed the town before she was hanged. And they got, the curse started happening to people, and they came back and they dug up the witch's body and cut her head off and threw it outside the cemetery. It's just the story behind it online. But anyway, we were out there, and we knew when we left that place that we had something with us. We didn't pray when we left there. We just kind of got in the car and left and started heading home. And we're going down the highway, and there was just this overwhelming sense of dread, like something was about to happen. And I even said that, man, the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife or something like that. He's like, yeah, it just feels like something just ominous is about to happen. About that time, the right rear passenger side tire blew out, and we was all over the highway, got it off the road, had to change the tire. We changed the tire, got everybody out there. Everybody held hands, said a prayer, got back in the car, and it was like that weight was lifted, and we were on our way again. But, I mean, you can almost feel that there was something about to happen. You could feel it. The air was thick and heavy, and just the tension was just right there,
Yeah. So Psycho Ghost Trackers, have you heard of Critters Lane?
Curtis Lane?
Highway 2?
Yeah.
No, I have not heard of that one.
There's a story up here. Timothy Topping. He actually was a well-off farmer, like back 1700, 1800s, around there, up here, just outside of Woodstock on Highway 2. And he went bankrupt, basically. Well, their version of bankrupt back then. Ended up having to sell off his farms, and he had a bunch of kids and his wife, obviously, and none of them knew what was going on, but they were on the brink of basically starvation. And to save them from starving to death, he decided to kill his entire family.
Oh.
Yeah, Two of his kids survived
Yeah.
and ended up moving out to another road that isn't at the same end of Highway 2, but it's at a different end of Highway 2. And that road we've gone down a couple times, and like it's creepy as hell. It's all wooded. It's dirt road, middle of nowhere. No houses on this road, nothing. And you can actually see spirits running through. You can hear them when you cross over the train tracks. It's almost like when you're trying to leave this road before you get to those train tracks, it's like something's stopping you. Like it actually felt like our car was being held back by something. Like Brian had his foot down on the gas and it was only doing 20.
Wow.
Yeah, like when we got out off of that road, got back into town, there was handprints on the passenger side window
Yeah.
in the front.
And someone like stomped on
And
the
you could hear
roof
like a
of the
big
car.
bang on the side of the one door. And there's a giant handprint that was left in the dust on the one side of the door.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Last time we went down that road, there were tents set up, bicycles, fire pits and stuff,
Yeah.
but they could not find the owners of anything there.
Yeah, the people that had camped out there, because people go out there all the time trying to catch something, but they couldn't find it. There were like 4 people that went missing.
And they were just gone.
That kind of sounds like a place out here by me called Devil's Bridge. Not Devil's Bridge. That's another one by me, but this one's called Axeman's Bridge, where this guy killed his whole family with an axe, and then the cops came and he ended up shooting the cop. And the bridge ain't there anymore. It's just like a big creek. And I remember being out there, it was snowing outside. The whole water was full of ice. And I was calling this thing out, and I was saying, I was kind of provoking it a little bit. I was calling him a coward. Why don't you do something? And all of a sudden, when I said, hey, when I called him a coward, all of a sudden I said, do something right now to show me that you're here. And it said the water, just like the ice is cracked all the way across. And I got E.V.P. saying he took me. So I don't know if that was the cop that he's talking about or it was a kid, but it said he took me. And that place was pretty creepy.
Wow. How long ago was that?
This was probably 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago. I haven't been there since. But yeah, that was really creepy how the water, the ice just went, just shattered right in front of me.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was frozen. I mean, you can stand on it and walk across it. I mean, that's how frozen it was. It just cracked all the way across. It's like, okay, you're here. I see you now. I hear you.
Wow.
Yeah. That'd make me.
See, now, are you one of those investigators that if you're not getting any responses, like, will you provoke to try and get a response, or is that just something that you used to do, or?
I try to steer away not to provoke these spirits because, you never know what's going to happen. But usually if you start provoking them, they'll start coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the ones that won't really talk. If you don't, like, that's when I get back to don't show fear to them. So if you tell them, hey, look, hey, coward, you need to talk to me now, do something, they'll pretty much want to do something then. But with somebody saying, hey, can you tap on the wall like real quietly? They ain't gonna do it because they're gonna pick up that you're weak, and
oh yeah,
it's kind of weird.
Well, I just wonder because some investigators they're like, oh yeah, we provoke, we want a response, blah blah blah. But I know, like, for myself, I know that anytime I've provoked, I've paid for it dearly.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hit or miss. I mean, you enter your own risk on doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what followed us here, but
Ghost, you have a question from Vector Gaming.
Okay, let me get back to it. Vector Gaming. Okay, can I be one of your moderators? Vector Gaming. I don't usually pass out mods that often unless I actually know them personally. Everybody that's a mod in here, I do know personally, but that doesn't mean it's out of the realm of possibility. Just keep coming back and hanging out, and let me get to know you a little bit better, and we'll see what we can do.
Yep.
I don't think I've seen that question asked for a while, actually. To be honest with
Please smash that like button. Please go support.
Yeah, I learned the hard way of giving everybody a wrench. I learned the real hard way on that. So I don't do that no more.
Yeah, I'm very picky about who has wrenches.
I was giving people wrenches like they were candy, and then I had somebody I don't know who it was deleting, kicking people out, like 35 of my people.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It was a mistake. I'm like, 35 people, a mistake? Come on now.
Not even a mistake.
So I
See,
said, no more.
Lunatic Dad had that problem at one point, too.
Yeah,
one of his mods, he had this mod for the longest time, and then all of a sudden one day he just started going rogue and he started blocking people, and it was just like, whoa, what the hell?
I heard that guy's right out here in Chicago. I heard.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm.
I have him as a friend on here. I was going to talk with him and maybe try to collaborate with him and stuff, and get to know him a little bit better.
Lunatic Dad's one of my favorite people in this world.
Oh, yeah. Close enough to be family.
I like Brian. I like Ghost. I like all the people in the chat, but I'm getting like a circus look right now.
Because you have to like me. I'm your brother.
I don't have to like you. I mean, I have parents and I don't talk to them. So, I mean, what makes you so special? Oh, that's awesome.
What is the most memorable haunting that they have ever been on or dealt with? The most memorable.
That's a lot. Yeah, me too. That's a lot.
I love you, Rocky.
Oh, yeah. Lots of love for Rocky.
Most memorable haunting? Like investigation haunting or just something that you've experienced?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Like somebody's notifications going off or something.
That's a pretty big.
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
I keep hearing boom, boom.
Well, I would say what I would normally say, but this is a professional show and it's not age restricted, so I have to behave.
Yeah.
City Girl says both. The most memorable haunting. I think when I got picked up and thrown across my sister's living room, that's something I will never forget. It dragged me face down into her kitchen after I hit her floor. Yeah. And again, partly that was my fault because we were mocking it on the way home and didn't stop mocking it when we got inside her home. And yeah, I paid for it.
Yeah. Worst one.
Man.
It'd have to be my old apartment I lived in.
Yeah. Before Brian and I met, he lived in a place with one of his exes.
I rented it from a cop.
Well, why don't you unmute and tell the story? I didn't live with you. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was a apartment. It used to be like an old train meetup area. And like at one point a funeral home. But we didn't know this until after I lived in it. And we heard like all these noises and stuff was moving in my house. And I was like, what is going on? But like it was like a whole entire family of like Jamaicans and stuff. And like Cody, my oldest son, got possessed, tried to walk through the wall. It was crazy. Like I got a bunch of E.V.P'S and I got a spirit coming through and under the bed skirt and into Cody's room, and it was one of my most haunted places I ever lived in. It was horrible. But I rented it from a cop and he ended up selling it. So I had like a whole entire year and a half of footage And when I went to move out and come back and get the stuff, it was all gone.
I'd have to
Like
say the worst one. No, go ahead. I thought you
oh
were
yeah,
done.
like the camera was missing, the videos, crucifixes and stuff I had all gone. It was insane.
Wow. I'd have to say the worst one for me was 1699 Belmont Street, a portal to hell, aka the Bel Air House.
Oh,
This is one of those ones that has kind of been up and coming for the last few years. Now, before you seen it on the Travel Channel, before you seen it, I know the owner of this house. Okay, I know what went on there. I know all about it. I've done web broadcasts from inside that house, all kinds of stuff. And the owner wrote a book called 1699 Belmont Street, A Portal to Hell. Had a DVD made. She's been on the Travel Channel on a couple different shows and things like that. In fact, Zach and his group have been to the house. I was there before all of them.
yeah.
There is activity in this. This is where people got their hair brushed over their shoulder by something that wasn't there. We've heard voices, things like that. Did we ever have things pick us up and throw us against the wall and stuff like that, or blood coming out of the walls or any of that? No. The stuff that was put in that book, I think she was trying to hype it up for another Amityville. I mean, granted, there is activity in the house, but it's nothing like what's been hyped up with the TV and the book. And, it's all about making money. It's all about making money on the book. It's all about making money on the DVD. It's all about making money for the networks. And that's what it's on. And like the owner of the house, she actually had a store downtown where she sold ghost hunting equipment and tickets to tour the house and overnights in the house and the whole nine. She was capitalizing off of this immensely. I mean, and it was just one of those places that once you've been there, you're like, wow, it really wasn't all it was hyped up to be. I expected more out of something like this than. Yeah, it was kind of a letdown. I mean, we got a couple of E.V.P'S. Somebody got touched, hair pulled, whatever, but it wasn't like what the book made it out to be, or the movie, or any of that stuff. So it was kind of a Debbie Downer there. And I kind of when I did my review online, which if you go back to the Ghost Mafia, or no, I think that's in Haunted Valley or Eastern Valley Paranormal's website. I think that I did the review there, and I wrote up a big review of the place. And I basically said everything that I just said now. Boy, it stirred up a hornet's nest. She started going on podcasts and just running me down and everything else. I was getting slammed all over the place. It was bad. Yeah, after that, she stopped doing investigations and all that in the house. And then the bank took the house into foreclosure, and she had to start it up again to pay the bank off. So, that just kind of validated everything that I had said in my review. And it was a big fiasco. She raised a big stink after I came out with that review, but it opened a lot of people's eyes at that time, and now she's had ghost adventures over there and everything else, and it's been on the Travel Channel and all that, so it's gotten hyped up again. And what can I do? You know what I mean? It's going to be what they make it out to be, whether it's legit or not. So yeah.
Isn't that the place where her son got thrown out the window or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, originally the son didn't get thrown out the window. He got pushed towards the window, but never went out it. But now the story has probably progressed to where he actually got thrown out the window. I don't know. But I mean,
I heard he got thrown out the window.
Like she had multiple versions of the book, and in the first book she wrote that her dog got picked up and thrown against the wall, and then the next book she had changed it from the dog to her, So it was like, you know, it kept changing, and I literally have both books. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I know one. I think I know one of the guys. Goat, I think his name is. He's from. I think he knows the people from that location. He's wanted me to come out there. It's just I haven't had a chance to get out that way to go there yet.
well, you get out this way, look me up, man. I live like 5 minutes from the house, like literally.
Wow. Yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah. Well, if I gotta say, my most crazy experience was when at that hospital when I got those cold hands on my neck and got that threatening EVP that came through saying, "I'm coming for you, mother trucker." I don't want to say the whole word.
Yeah.
That was kind of threatening, and then that attachment on me. So
Mm-hmm.
that's probably the
So
most terrifying one.
Don Royals wants to know what the most personal, emotional, paranormal experience that I guess all of us have had. He never really specified.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say the Omen House of that lady being stabbed with her baby inside her. They didn't even get to have birth to her own kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the most.
Yeah, but he wants personal.
Oh,
Oh,
personal.
personal.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear that.
Let me just address Vector Gaming there. Victor, you know, we're doing a show here. We don't really do raids on the show or anything like that. Occasionally, when I'm doing the support streams, we might do a few raids or something like that. But typically, I don't usually raid from my channel. I do participate in raids with like Life with Ankylosing Spondylitis and a few others when they're doing raids and things like that. But you never really ask for a raid. It just kind of happens
Yeah.
on its own. You know what I mean? And I'm not yelling at you or anything like that. You guys don't have to delete his message, but you know, I'm just letting him know. Yeah, you never really ask for a raid. That's like taking it a little far. It has to come unsolicited, so to speak.
Personal paranormal experience. I think for me, and Ghost and Brian can probably agree with me as to why it was emotional. When we lost our twins, they were actually doing one of their E.V.P'S shows, and Boomer came on and had a whole ton of information for me from family members that were already passed. And I think that show, out of all the E.V.P'S that you guys have done, out of all the paranormal stuff I've experienced, I think that was the most emotional for me.
I don't really have an emotional one.
I think
I
for
think I was
me,
kicked out of the call.
No, you're there.
no, you're there.
We hear you.
Okay.
I think for me, it was what was it, about 3 months ago? Here in my own house, I was asleep. I was having a dream, and I had a friend who had committed suicide last summer, and
Hmm.
came to me in a dream. And it was one of those instances where, you know, after a little while being in this dream, I realized that I was dreaming, and the dream went away. It was just me and him, and we had a conversation. He gave me some information about some friends, some mutual friends, and when I woke up, I literally felt every emotion that he had went through, and I mean, I was sobbing like a baby, and I didn't know why. I couldn't control it. Lasted for about what, 5 to 10 minutes, and then I was fine. And afterwards, I got those mutual friends on the phone, and I passed along his message, which they all validated every word of what I said to him from that person. And yeah, it was definitely emotional because you literally went through every emotion that he did when he took his own life, and the fear and the regret and everything. It was just overwhelming. And that was one for me. That was the most personal one for me.
Wow.
What about you, Psycho?
Oh, I really didn't really have anything really bad. Emotions,
No, like
really.
really? Nothing emotional?
Nah, I never really kind of broke down or anything. I never been like, how do you want to say it? Like been in these locations where they make you feel like you're upset. I mean, I'm trying to think of one maybe close to it. Not really. I mean, my wife, yeah. Pretty much half of these places I go to, she gets emotional over them. But me, no, not really.
Yeah. I don't really have any emotional place that I've been either. Or that I felt fully emotional at.
No.
I'm trying to think of any. Nothing really. Now, if you say threatening ones, yeah.
Well, that can be emotional. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah. You get flooded with fear and
I mean,
unknown.
if you really want to say what that attachment when I did the spirit box and the flashlight thing that's on my page, got kind of emotional when it said, I asked, are you the one putting my life through a miserable? And the flashlight came on bright and it says danger. I mean, that one kind of like shook me up a little bit. It kind of felt like my hair all standing up on me. Other than that, I mean, that's probably the closest one, if I had to say, I've had.
Was there any other questions?
No. Yeah, I'm patching up with Gene Space in the chat.
I've seen that. Now, Psycho Ghost Tracker. Now, I noticed the other night that you do other things on your channel than just paranormal. I seen that you was doing like a support stream type thing where you was putting people's channels up and things like that. What got you into doing that?
I just like to help people. I just like to help people grow and hit their milestones. It makes me feel really good inside to help people out and build like an audience and good friends, meet new people, and just help people out pretty much.
Network, yeah.
Yeah, network.
I do it. I do it as well on my channel. I do it usually on Fridays. Sometimes it gets busy on Friday and I got to push it back to Saturday, but usually it's most of the time it's on Fridays, and we do a live stream where we do a support channel. We do like we promote self-promotion. Like
Yeah.
if the chat, you got 200 characters or less to put a brief description about your channel and put it into the chat. And if we see it, we read it out, help them out, things like that. And a lot of channels don't like the self-promotion, but if you teach them how to do it right, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I look at it as if, if I get really big up on YouTube, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to help people out.
Oh, yeah.
I like to look at people's channels. I like to tell people maybe what they need to do, what they need to change. And, a lot of it, it bases off your banner. People don't get, like, that's the first thing somebody's going to look when they come on your page is your banner. And then, about your section. And, I usually help people out and I do their banner for them. And, I give it to the community pretty much.
Yeah, I got Nero Trigger is working on a new banner for me right now. I can't wait to see how
he's another one.
Yeah, he's got the wicked banner himself, and he's working on mine for me now. And there's a lot of people out there that will help you with things like that, leave banners and even thumbnails for specific things and things like that. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of people to get to know, a lot of people to network with. Yeah, Nero says, I'm almost done. Sweet. I can't wait to see it, bro.
I mean, it's crazy because, like, I came back into the YouTube world and just me progressing it's crazy. Put that way, like, I go to bed at night and I'm like, I dream about numbers and it's just insane. Like, it's crazy. I feel like a day off, like taken away from YouTube, is like you're not gonna get more people. Like
Right.
you need to be
Yeah.
on there. You need to be on there. It's like a full-time job almost. Like
Mhm.
it comes.
That it is.
It's like an addiction, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always on here. Always. If I'm awake, I'm online.
That's
Yeah.
what
Trying to stay online with the shitty internet, but
We've slowed down a little bit, but we tend to want to be on more too. But
With
yeah.
us though, we've got the family, and then we've got our working situation that's starting to pick up now, and like there's extra stuff adding to it. So being on as much as we used to be or as much as we want to be doesn't always happen.
like
Yeah.
like almost every YouTuber out here would love to just quit their job and just do YouTube full time and just get up and kind of be like PewDiePie, just sit back and just put content out there. But it's real hard because due to what I do, I mean, I'm a correctional officer in a jail, and it's like me trying to deal with the scum of the earth and then coming on over here and trying to be positive and help people out. It kind of makes me feel better when I help people out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was gonna go to be a prison guard too, but I didn't do it.
Gene Space says, have you ever heard of a Bible catching fire in a priest's hand?
Ooh.
No, I can't say
Ooh,
that.
never.
I think that would be kind of scary.
If it's ever been done not in a movie,
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah.
Because I've only ever seen that happen in movies.
Like time I seen what was on Ghost Adventures on one of his episodes where the pages started setting it on fire. That's the only thing I've seen. I had never seen what actually Bible died.
Yeah, I seen that too. Psycho Ghost Tracker. It was crazy. He's just holding it, and then he said his prayer or whatever, and then it just up and flamed.
Food, yes.
Yeah, it was like boom.
I don't know if that was hyped up for TV. I don't know. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee that was probably hyped up for TV.
Oh yeah.
They make
I guarantee
fake
it.
that magic magicians use to set things on fire and stuff.
A bit of flash paper and.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it was pretty cool watching it. I mean,
yeah, you can even get those. They sell a wallet on Wish that you open the wallet and it bursts into flames.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen those, the trick wallets.
The trick wallets, yeah. They could have got a trick Bible.
mm-hmm.
It's hard to say.
Oh, for sure.
Don't worry about something in Indian like a bad demon or so settled away. Huh?
Oh, sealed away. Yeah, demon or bad entity that's sealed away.
What's your guys' hit up on the Divvy box? What do you guys think about that?
I think they're taken out of context on YouTube.
Yeah, I think they're pushing them too far.
I think so too.
To be honest,
there's only one Divvy box in the world, and everybody. I mean, you can go to eBay and purchase them all you want all day long.
I mean, if you want to get technical,
there's only one real divot box in the world.
Go and make your own, and if you don't know what you're doing paranormal wise, you could probably conjure something up, stick it in a box, and call it a Divot box.
Yeah,
right.
But I don't believe the ones that you see on like all these channels are real.
No, I think they're like pushing it too far, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
everything's an entertainment.
It's a hypes. Yeah, like I want to go back to that situation with the demon house out here. And how Zach said he tore it all down and all this stuff, and he didn't close the portal out because I went out there not that long ago, probably maybe a month ago. He did a spirit box session, and it was saying the full lady's name still. It was still saying we are here. We are multiple here. So they're still there. I don't know if they're traveling to somebody else's house because they got two houses. I mean, they're like this close to each other, and the house that was there is right here. I mean, it's like really close. And I didn't want to walk in the premises because I didn't want them calling the cops or anything, thinking I'm trying to do some devil worshiping or I don't know what the neighbors think. But
Oh yeah.
what Zach's saying that he did close it and he moved all the stuff to his museum. They may be attached over there, but it's still there.
Yeah.
Gene says, "What about the Annabelle doll?"
Mm.
The Annabelle doll. You know, and yeah, I
Annabelle.
live in an area of Ohio where there's a lot of Amish around. You know, it's not uncommon to see Amish horse-drawn buggies and things like that, you know, out in the countryside and not too far from where I live. And I know with the Amish, if you've ever seen an Amish doll, they do not put faces on the dolls, just a blank face. There's no features to it. They believe that if you add features to a doll, spirits can attach themselves to those dolls.
Yep.
And bad things can happen.
Really bad
I
things.
think there might be something to that. I really,
Mhm.
you know, with some of the things that I've seen, yeah, I think there could be something to that. With dolls with features can get attachments, and you know, spirits can get trapped inside of dolls.
You
I
know,
mean, I know that's what the Amish believe.
they say same thing like the Robert the doll. They say same thing with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Don was just saying. He said the Annabelle doll and the Sailor doll, which I'm assuming he's talking about Robert,
Yep.
are two dolls you can definitely keep on the other side of the house from me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've seen some of those old porcelain face dolls where the porcelain's starting to crack and the eyes are so realistic looking that they look like they're following you around the room.
Oh,
Yep.
They're creepy anyway.
They are.
Okay?
hold on. You want to talk about those dolls? I've got one downstairs from the early 1900s that's been passed through my family that is creepier than hell, that my parents had sitting on a shelf from the time I was a baby till, well, I have it downstairs in a box now because it creeps me out so bad.
We've never even brought it out of the box. We've just kept
Lady
it down
Swan has one in our bedroom sitting on top of the bookshelf looking over our bed.
there. Oh man.
But we got that kind of gothic decor I mean, like my lantern here, you know. This is off my fireplace in my living room, and I just set it here for the shows. And so we kind of get that gothic, you know, decor. Anyways, we love Halloween. We love the skulls and things like that. We just keep it decorated for Halloween year round.
See, I do a lot of conventions, so I'm gonna make a replica. I actually have the Annabelle, the full size one that they have, the Ready Ann one. I want to make a replica of what case it's in, and I'm gonna bring it to these conventions and sit it on the table, and just say it's a replica. And then I'm gonna have Robert the doll. I'm gonna purchase one, and then put a little sign saying, "Please ask for permission to take his picture." You know, just something like a gag. You know, when I'm at these tables,
Oh yeah.
come up and they can see it. I think it's pretty cool to do.
I do too.
It just gives some.
Anybody that goes to see Robert the doll do have to ask permission before getting a picture. And it's like a serious thing. Like I've read up on it and that through the history of it. And if you don't ask permission for this stuff, there's bad things that happen to you once you have left that doll.
I thought Robert the doll was the one that Omar had.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
He did.
Okay.
And there was
I know the Annabelle doll. I know the Annabelle doll is sitting in a case in the Ed and Lorraine Warren Museum. And, you know, they literally have a disclaimer saying, you know, don't taunt the doll. Bad things happen to people who do. I mean, there was an instance where the kid come in there and he's tapping on the glass in the case going, yeah, you don't look scary. And he walks out of the place and gets hit by a bus. I mean,
yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. It's kind of the same thing with Robert. When you don't ask for permission, there's been stories of people that have gone see him in the museum. They haven't asked for permission for pictures with this doll.
They just take them and that leave.
One of the ladies took a picture, didn't ask permission, and as she was leaving the museum, got into a horrible car crash.
And she passed away on the scene.
No, she didn't pass away. She got injured, and she ended up, once she healed, went back, apologized, and got rid of the photo.
Yeah, I think I've seen it on Ghost Adventures when he was interviewing her, and she went into a room and actually had to apologize, and she was crying and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she's
felt
like,
so much better after she did that.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually has like all over his case. He has like letters of apologize and stuff like that all over his case.
So
Yeah.
where is Robert the doll now? Because the last time I seen on Omar's, he like stuck it in with
He's in
what's his
Key
name
West.
from Canada.
He's in Key West, Florida right now. And
It's in Key West now.
Yeah.
yeah, moved
Yep.
to Key West, Florida.
But the one
It's
that
like-
Omar has is a replica. I'm talking the
Oh.
life-size doll.
Yeah, the
that
real
is
doll.
actually in a museum.
Talk about Omar.
Okay,
Gosh.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's cool guy.
he's cool too.
I watched this one video. I think it was on YouTube, but it was this couple, since we're on the subject of dolls. This couple had porcelain doll, and they were convinced it was haunted. They took it on a talk show, and they had it in its own chair. Like, they had to treat this doll like a person, because when they didn't, weird things started happening. Well, they had it on the show, and literally the hosts of the show were like laughing, thinking, what, you think this is going to come alive or whatever? And the chair that the doll was in, no one had touched, wasn't rigged, and it started rocking. Every time they were
Yeah,
haunting the doll, the chair would rock.
Wow.
and it was just a little porcelain doll.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Lori, if you go to your channel, hun, up at the top where it says videos, playlists, it'll be in that column right along there, along the top, is where you'll find your community page.
I
Yeah.
love my creative spirit says my daughter, when she was little, was at her grandparents' house and they had an Indian lamp. And the Indian turned its head and looked at her.
Wow,
Mm.
that's creepy.
Mm-mm.
Because I've seen those lamps. They're creepy.
Lori, I just checked your page. You don't have a community tab yet, honey. You have a discussion tab.
Hmm.
I think you have to be over 1,000
Yeah.
subscribers to get a community tab.
Yeah. I shared this out anyway on the community tab and Google Plus and Twitter.
I heard they're taking Google Plus away. I heard. That's what I
Yeah.
heard.
Well, they want to give us all a better quality thing to use.
I'm
She
sure.
said the guy that came with the bike with his girlfriend and he tortured the doll. This is Maloney's, and a few moments later he went and head on into a tree. The guy dies and the girlfriend lived.
Wow.
Wow.
Hmm.
Mm.
Ghost Mafia turned its head and looked at you. Wait. I'm surprised you didn't
Shoot it.
Oh, it's Nero. I just started reading that. I didn't even look to see who it was from. Oh, it's from Nero. Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
Nero. If the doll would have turned its head and looked at me, I probably would have shot it.
Do you mind if I dropped a link for that video for
Yeah, go ahead.
that haunted doll that I was talking about?
With
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
rocking chair, yeah.
There you
You better shoot it with a silver bullet, though.
go.
Yeah. Better say the Michael's prayer on that one.
Yeah.
Douse yourself in holy water.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, they're just talking, and then all of a sudden the chair just starts going with the doll in it.
Well, what brought them up was the fact that she was like, this doll is attacking us.
Yeah.
And it was on This Morning.
This
It's
morning
Nick.
show.
Yeah, that's the name of the show, This
Wow.
Morning. But I put the link in there so you can see it.
I'm going to look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Check
It was pretty creepy. I don't like porcelain dolls to begin with, so
There is a
That's-
place up in Brooke County that's not too far from me at out at Bethany College. It's called the I want to say it's called the Garfield House. It might not be.
oh
the
yeah,
But President Garfield had actually stayed there once, and the place it's very old, very extravagant. You see the turn of the century like wallpaper in the rooms where it looks like a mural, and
Yeah.
it's all done up. It's all historically accurate and restored and everything. We got in there the one time and we did an investigation. We had the full run of the place, and didn't feel anything in the house. Didn't nothing like that. We ran into an instance with a nice big nasty wolf spider, but other than that, the only place that we ever picked anything up in a place was on the back side of it, around the back of the building. It's kind of like there was a basement, but it was dug into the hillside, so it's exposed on the back side. And this was where the servants' quarters was. Okay. And in the service quarters, they had the rudimentary old school fireplace cook, where they'd sling the Dutch oven into the fireplace, cook in the fireplace, and all that really old school. And the floors were cobblestone, so it was like a street brick. Okay.
yeah,
So and you kind of got some feeling down there. You get that little tingle in your arm, cold chills, things like that. So we started doing an E.V.P. session down there. Now, mind you, they had a well and a water pump down there. Okay, and we could hear knocking while we were down there, and it was coming. You could feel it through the cobblestone on the floor, so it felt like it was coming from underneath the floor. And we had the cameras rolling. We got footage of a chair moving across the room on its own. It wasn't a rocking chair. It didn't rock or anything. It was regular high back, like kitchen chair type thing. And but you wouldn't have seen it with your naked eye. You had to speed the video up, almost like time lapse. So over the course of like 5 hours of being in this place, you see this chair move like 2 feet on its own.
Wow.
And
wow.
we're in there and we're doing an E.V.P. session, and we're like, if there's anybody here, can you make a noise and let us know that you're here? And about that time, that water pump kicked on, and it was loud as hell. And I mean, it was like out of nowhere. You want to talk about a jump scare? We was all running out of the room.
I would have been running out too.
That was an interesting one, because like, you would have known that pump was going to kick on right after we asked that question. Like, once we realized what it was, we all thought, oh, you know what? I don't think that was paranormal, but it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
These two.
Yes, Lori, I hear you. The show's pretty interesting.
Well,
I've
guys.
run out of questions.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, I said I've run out of questions.
Oh,
I
you've
have
run
too.
out of questions. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I'm starting to run out of questions. We're at the 2-hour mark, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for coming up here tonight. Brian's Paranormal, JoJo for running the show from behind the scenes there. Psycho Ghost Tracker, thanks for coming on. And guys, if you guys don't know Psycho Ghost Tracker, go over, check out his channel, show him some love, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of his videos, leave him a comment. I'm sure he'll get back to you. And he is doing things in the community to help the community grow. Check out his channel, be over there for his support streams, and grow your channel with him. It's all about networking, and it only takes a couple of sentences in the chat to start out a conversation with somebody you might not know that in the future you might end up collaborating with. So guys, check him out, show him some love, and I want to thank everybody for coming out this evening and joining us and interacting through the chat and asking questions and things like that. Known by PJ, Love My Creative Spirit, Citizen ZTV, Brian's Paranormal, Lady Swan, Sharpshooter for dropping all those wonderful links. And guys, we will see you back here next week. Psycho, do you have anything you want to plug for your channel? You got anything coming up or anything like that?
Just this weekend, if it's nice outside, I'm gonna be out there doing some cemeteries because a lot of paranormal investigators, you don't see a lot of cemeteries. They don't do a lot of cemeteries.
Oh yeah.
A couple of those and maybe a couple abandoned locations. But I am going alone, so these abandoned locations, it's not really good to go alone. But I'm gonna do it anyways.
Oh yeah.
Because people asking me, hey, I want to see some content, some new content, so I'm gonna get out there.
Ryan, you guys got anything?
I have no life.
So.
Well, I know that you guys have been going through some stuff with your house. I know you did the spirit box session the other day.
Yeah.
And I know that you were going to do some kind of binding and card reading off camera, off air the other day.
We did that.
How did that go?
It did not work. Since it's been more active, I'm gonna have to do some more stuff the native way and see if I can get it to get the hell out of my house. Yeah. Like, we've had the lights turning off and on in the kitchen while all three of us have been out in the living room. We have had footsteps. We've had things thrown more so than it was before.
Mm.
So,
sounds like you might have just stirred it up more. So
yeah,
we're definitely going to keep up with what's going on with that. Brian, you got anything?
Might do a live tomorrow. So everybody keep on watch for that one. And hopefully soon we'll get some paranormal investigations coming out because I'm getting kind of antsy to get them done.
That's me too.
This weather sucks.
Purgatory Paranormal of New York, James Sharpshooters, this Anarchy Jack Colorado Explorers, Gene Space, and I know that I'm not going to get everybody that's been in the chat tonight. I know June Gull was in there. I know that Green Bay Wacky was in here, rated us. There was a lot of people in the stream tonight, and just want to say, love you guys. This show wouldn't be anything without you guys. And that being said, we're going to say goodnight, and we'll see you next week over on Brian's channel for E.V.P'S, Every Boy's Paranormal Stories with Brian's Paranormal and Ghost Mafia. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.